We are back with press conference, promised, well, already a couple of minutes ago. Sorry for a delay. Quite an interesting game, and as one of our earlier guests, Daniil Dubov, put it, English opening seems to be a move of the future. I mean, 1 c4, a move of the future, no Grunfeld and no Berling.
Yeah,
right.
Today in particular it was kind of awkward because many people probably think I was just copying what Levon was doing, but actually Hikaru plays so many lines against the c4 against the English that when he indicated that he wants to go for this, I spent 5 minutes on this move and 5 minutes on castles, trying to think if I should maybe dodge the repetition of the game I had against Sergei Karyakin. And I finally decided to play it anyway, and then he played d6, h6, and our plan was always to play knight a4 in this position. I can email the files to people the moment I get to the room if they want to check. But by this point, this position was already on the board in the game Aranyan-Topalov, so I felt slightly ridiculous. I mean, a5, b3, we're still following what Lev is doing against Veselin. Rook e8, bishop b2, and here, but the problem was because we were expecting more or less everything else from Hikaru today. After bishop f5, I'm sure the file says something, but I don't remember what. And what I did is probably not really the best. I was trying to play it really slow, but
yeah, I felt like you were trying to play like Levon, kind of trying to turn it back into something.
No, basically nothing. I mean, probably critical tries something like this.
Yeah, it's more like knight h4, bishop d7,
and some move.
Somehow I don't. Yeah.
Some move. I don't know. I'm sure this is what I was supposed to be doing, but. Yeah, after I didn't do that, and especially once your queen reaches d7, which is, I mean, maybe I should play h3 here, for instance, just to avoid this kind of counterplay you got in the game. But I was aiming.
I can go e4 here, I think.
Yeah, but that was my problem. Yeah, that I will not probably have enough time for all this, and you can do this.
Yeah, because the knight's still too far away.
Yeah, so this is why I wanted to bring the knight back to play against d4, because then the knight gets to d5, and also had this idea to put it on d5 myself. But the critical point is, after bishop h3, we both reached this position. I mean, Hikaru was aiming for it, and I was also sort of aiming for it when I played knight c3. Queen d7, takes, knight e7. You could also play bishop g4 here. I thought that was also interesting.
Bishop g4, I thought some queen.
I think d2 is the most precise.
d2, yeah.
Because if queen c2, I think knight f5 is very strong.
Or queen d3 also. I wasn't sure about queen d3. Actually, queen d3 is what worried me, in fact.
But then I thought you can start.
Yeah, it's an f4, and I wasn't really sure.
Whoops, sorry, not a.
Yeah, f4, and I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how to assess this kind of. It's tricky.
Yeah, this is a weird position, like rook e8, rook e7, rook e8, and it's very difficult to understand who should be playing for a win in these types of positions. But yeah, after bishop g4, I thought queen g2 maybe to avoid these forks, and also the point is, here knight f5 I will have h3, which is very important. Because queen c2, knight f5 I didn't like at all. But after bishop h3, my original plan was to blitz out bishop h3, queen h3, queen f3. With the point that if you go knight g6 here, I have queen f5, and this is actually very pleasant for me. Takes, knight e5, I control all the jumps, I play rook ac1, and maybe it's not much, but it will be a very nice endgame advantage for me. But unfortunately, in this position, I spotted this in time at least, that black can take and go knight, oops, not g5, knight f5, and if I make some kind of a normal move like rook fg1, I might be close to lost, I think, followed by knight f3 and queen e4. Yeah, I got to this position in my calculation, and I stopped thinking that I should probably consider doing something else, because this is not the way I should position my pieces. In fact, after knight f5, I probably have to play queen g2 already. Takes, knight e4, eg, and hope this rook endgame is somehow a draw. Which it probably is.
C7's very weak, so.
Yeah, which it probably is, to be honest, because you will never be in time, I think, to get the king to d7. But if the king does get to d7, these d pawns will be a problem. So I play d4, and here.
Yeah, maybe c6 is.
This is a
simple.
The critical point from Hikaru's viewpoint, I guess, because c6 leads to a draw by force, more or less. Because I don't think I can avoid it, and also I think black can't really play any better after that. But in this position, you could play knight g6, and I was getting very worried about this somehow.
Right, so rook e1.
Yeah, rook e1 and let's say knight e5. It's very awkward for me to make moves. I mean, maybe f4. But f4
Yeah,
is
why not?
No,
Actually,
but f4,
yeah,
no, f4 bishop g4. Yeah, now I remember why I was worried about this. And knight f3 check. And it's kind of tricky, but also from a structural point of view, what we were discussing outside is that even, let's say, if black doesn't do this, if we're just discussing it in terms of plans, takes, and f6. And then black will play b6, rook e7, rook e8, and you will aim for the f6,
Still
f5
hard to believe.
break.
Rook e3, rook e1.
Yeah, but the pawn on f2, I'm probably okay. If you can force me to play f3, it's a different story.
Yeah, exactly.
But even in this position, you play rook e8, I make some move. You play b6, and
bishop c3, b6, and
some move. Yeah, probably I actually want to
A4,
log this down. This type of position, and generally, everybody knows that I'm a huge fan of bishops against knights. But in this position, it's definite that I cannot be better because I have no plans whatsoever.
Right, of course.
And the question is, can you actually come up with a plan to make me commit to some weaknesses on, I don't know, let's say knight h8, knight f7 with a hint of knight g5 and force me to play f4 and then play against something. But maybe it's nothing. But from my viewpoint, from my viewpoint, I was kind of worried about getting stuck in a position like this and having to defend it forever. And c6, especially since I had only 25 minutes left at this point, I suddenly saw that I have this equalizing tactic with b4, and I thought, okay, this is good because.
I was only wondering if I could go bishop a7 here. Maybe that's the only thing I was wondering.
With the idea of
just rook e4 and rook e8. Just play it like the game.
Oh, okay. That's
probably you can't take on d6.
Yeah, this looks. But even in the game, surprisingly, I couldn't find how you break through after bishop c3.
Bishop c3, there's
nothing. I couldn't find how you win even with the bishop on b6. But I mean, you always obviously have tremendous compensation. But there is no mate. At least I couldn't find any mate. The threat here, just for the viewers, the threat is bishop f2 with mate. Yeah, if you blunder this, you're dead. But after bishop c3, I cover the one square, so I'll be able to take to the rook.
Yeah. No, I mean probably I can. It's always
no, I mean you'll
draw, maybe there's something more. H5.
Yeah, I don't believe I'm better or anything, but.
But the point is you have rook e1. Is that the point?
Rook e1, bishop f2 again, I guess. No?
Sorry. Right.
What is it? Let's see. Can I take? Especially with the pawn on h5. But yeah, something like.
Or wait, no.
Queen e8. Take queen e1 or.
Where? What?
Take queen e1.
There's a check on c8 there.
Yeah.
There's a check. The point Evgeny was trying to make is that I lose a queen here, but there's a check from c8, which allows me to avoid this. Yeah, I mean, after bishop a7, I mean, if I'm really worried, I can probably play something like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's never much.
Yeah, I don't think I should be losing this position, but maybe it was an opportunity. And after bishop b6, this line is completely forced. I can't really do anything else here, and I kind of considered for 2 minutes. I mean, because of the tournament situation more than anything else. I thought maybe I can play on, but here I think you can go rook e6.
The other rook, yeah.
Yeah, the other rook, obviously, and let's say I go queen d5, and then you can play, I don't know, even maybe something like rook e2. And it was just incredibly difficult for me to believe in, with your pieces or h5 or anything.
Yeah, I mean, there's no threat.
Yeah, with your pieces, all of your pieces as active as this, it was just, I don't believe I can ever be better here with the queen on h3 and the weakness of the first rank. So, yeah, queen b6, rook h4, and the game ends in a perpetual.
Yeah.
Yes, but that was quite an interesting thing. Like you were playing the same game with Levin and
Veselin. But I liked his position better because after queen e7.
Of course.
After queen e7, we considered the idea of playing queen e7. The point here is that if black plays bishop c5 here, with a rook on e8 and not on queen on e7, there's this tactic with knight takes e5. So queen e7 is aimed against that. But after that, white's play is slightly simpler than what I got in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was the best way to play this rook e8, bishop f5, because I had also looked at some other setups and I wasn't so happy. So when I played it, I was just surprised that Veselin didn't bother to look up at the screen one time. I mean, I saw he just kept.
That was interesting.
He was very surprised.
For him, it would have been kind of.
He spent like half an hour played queen e7, and then I saw him get to our position and stare at it like this, and I thought, there's a screen.
Yeah, so that means sometimes when you are too concentrated, that's actually a bad thing.
No, but I think it's much worse. I mean, when you actually see that and you see that I'm moving instantly, it's very hard, I think. Because you realize you've done something a little bit that the computer doesn't like.
It was a curious thing, yeah, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, and we have to be back to the games in progress.